thing. It's just a name that's got too many letters in it.
Like Cassandra or
And
Alexander?
yeah, you know, it's just a weird name. And in my entire life, I've only ran into two other.
Pull up that phone or what?
I've only ran into two other Rudolphs. So it's not like
the reindeer.
Shut up. What am I doing? Oh, okay.
Well, I've met a lot of Steves, so.
It's Michaels and Steve's. It's a lot of them.
And Johns.
What am I trying to do here?
You're looking on Facebook, motherfucker.
Okay. I didn't know I was a motherfucker, but if you say so.
You fucked a mother before, I assume.
I have?
Have you not?
I don't know. I don't ask.
Okay, you don't.
I just hit it and split it.
I don't ask, he says.
I just hit it and split it. I don't be lingering and trying to find out anything.
It's a name.
Alright. It's been a couple days. Been busy. It's been nice out. Go play disc golf.
Yeah, it's been, Sunday and Saturday were real nice. One of those days it went to 80 degrees. I think it was Saturday.
Wonder how it works. Let's see. Try some. No, not to watch. To join. There's gotta be. I thought there was a way I can bring. Maybe I can't bring anybody in this.
A light just came on.
Oh, my flash.
He went off a couple of times.
Oh, it tells me the viewers who's viewing right now. That's interesting.
But you learning new shit?
I'm learning new shit. Alright. Whatever, we're back. Well, I didn't go anywhere. I guess. So yeah, it's been nice out, huh? What up? Dude, hi. Oh, all is well. Hope all is well with you. I assume you've been working, which is a good thing. How do you think it's going to play out?
Are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
How do I think what is going to play out?
Who the fuck else am I talking to?
Oh, you were looking at that like you were talking to somebody.
Oh, no, I'm looking at you. I just happened to look down to see because someone clicked in.
It's going to play out like it play out. What else can you say? Because we don't know. If you're talking about the virus, is that what you're talking about? Man, it's so much conflicting, weird, statements being made. It's going to come back. Oh, it's not going to come back. It's going to come back even worse. Then,
You need to wear masks. You don't need to wear masks.
And, I mean, so many people are ignoring the shit to begin with. Well, not so many. Most people aren't ignoring it. But there's a segment of our
Small
society.
percentage, yeah.
Man.
That's the problem. Like, one of the issues with this country is that a small percentage is the loudest voices.
Yeah, in some circles.
No, on the national scene, the minority is the one with the most voice. The Tea Party wasn't the fucking general census back 10 years ago.
Yeah,
And the same thing with these people that are out there at the fucking Capitol.
See, the Tea Party didn't last long. If it's still around, it's not as strong as it was, even if it's still around.
It's still around. They just infiltrated. They stopped calling themselves what they were.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same. They basically took over the Republican Party in a sense.
Well, I'm just, the way I'm looking at it, if they elect Trump again, I'm done. I'm done.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna be done.
Okay.
I'm gonna become a hermit.
A hermit?
Yeah.
You already are a hermit right now.
I'm gonna be a super hermit.
No going out at all, huh?
Only when absolutely necessary. I'm not gonna want to deal with none of these knucklehead people out here, man. It's, you know, for a guy to lie the way he's lied and so many lies, how can you trust anything he says? You can't.
I don't know.
Anybody with an objective point of view, how you gonna believe anything this guy says? So if they elect him again, I'm done. Plus, he's just too negative. You know, he's too negative. It's like a little black cloud over his head, following him everywhere he goes. He's got to start an argument. He's got to be negative and tell everybody else they're negative and make up little names for people. That's schoolyard shit. That's the shit.
Yeah, he's a bully.
Yeah, that's the shit kids did in the schoolyard when they 11 and 10 and 9 years old.
Well, there are people that say he has the mindset of a 12-year-old.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. Like I said, it's a simulation. I'm not going to get blowed out by it. Ain't none of this shit real.
My uncle's smoking and being happy with the simulation going on. He said it was a simulation.
I mean,
The other day.
it's too crazy, man.
Well,
So I think what they're doing is, now I don't know who they are.
wasn't it crazier back in the 60s and 70s when there was more civil unrest? At
No.
least right now, there's no, like, it's such a police state,
No.
there's no civil unrest.
No. At least back then, now I know it's going to sound bad. At least back then, they weren't so overt with it. It was more underlying. All of the negativity and all of that, you had to dig it out. It was there, but you had to dig it out. It was covered with cotton candy. Okay? So, but now it's not covered with cotton candy or nothing. It's covered with turds. Bullshit.
Just straight turds.
Just straight turds, man. They're not even trying to hide the fact. And for a minute there, I was so misled for a minute. For a minute there, I was having a little bit of like, oh, America is getting better. Yeah, it is. Things are getting better.
When
And
were you thinking that?
for a short period of time when I was probably under some illusion that wasn't real,
Well,
but I
how
thought it
old were
was.
you?
Oh, I'm only talking about maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No, see, I think Obama was the thing that actually pushed me to the more of the anarchist side, because I hoped, I voted for him. I would have voted for him anyway because Palin was a fucking moron. Like the thought of her having access,
I know.
to the codes compared to Trump.
I know.
Like, at least we know Trump's a sociopath, and he's not very, like, he's not the smartest person on the planet, obviously. We know that. And, like, anybody who says they have a big brain.
But I don't think he wants to kill himself.
No, it's not that. It's more,
It is.
I think but in a sense, he knows how to talk to people.
He doesn't care if you or I die.
No.
He only cares that he lives.
It makes money.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that. Her, on the other hand, she's just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
She was, and the Christian in her
Mm-hmm.
was the scarier thing.
The phony Christian.
No, she was biblical as fuck. She's one of those stupid Christians that want to take your rights.
Yeah, but I'm saying she doesn't live a Christian life.
Yes. Well, what do you consider a Christian life?
No, she don't. She don't live a Christian life.
No one lives a technical Christian life, because if you did, you'd be an Amish person.
There's some people, like I said, there's some people that are close.
Amish
is one. I mean, there's different little, what do they call them?
I think the Amish are the closest thing, because there's definitely, they use verses in there that preach against electricity.
Okay, but wait a minute now. How do they feel about gay people and black people and Mexicans? See, I don't know that.
Who?
The Amish. I don't know how they feel about those things because it's not readily known.
Have you ever seen a black Amish person?
No.
Again, So,
no, what I'm
I
saying
know about Amish is they let their people, like, when you turn 16, 17, 18 years old, they let you go out for a couple, like, 2 years and see what the real world's like.
right.
And if you want to come back, then you come back and live the life if you want to. If you don't, you stay out and you do what you want to do.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So,
No, see, I'm talking about.
How are they getting? I don't know. I don't know if they would accept a gay person in their.
That's the point I'm making.
But
there's got to be a gay. There's got to be somebody that's Amish that's gay, whether they're hiding it or not.
Well, yes, there's definitely been someone who. Was
So,
gay,
what are their perspective on that?
Maybe they've been. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know.
That's the point I'm making. That's why I can't really make a judgment call so much on them because I don't know enough about them.
No, I know they don't use electricity.
I know that.
I know, and they use the Bible to justify it. So
right.
if they could use the Bible to justify electricity,
they could use it to justify a lot of shit.
You could assume they could use it to justify
a lot of shit,
gay agenda and other shit like that. Yeah, it definitely.
And it's how literal do they take the Bible? You know what I mean? Some people take the Bible just like literal, word for word. Some people like just, they dip into the Bible and dip out.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you a question. How many people do you know that have read the Bible from cover to cover?
Oh, I know a couple.
But only a couple. You don't know a lot.
Yeah, but knowing a couple is still pretty impressive. Like, there's not a lot of people that have read any, like, that book is boring as fuck. It's really hard. My brother's read it probably 3 times.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Cover to cover?
He went fucking, I don't know if he went cover to cover, but if you take all the shit he's read, it's probably cover to cover 3 times. He's went way ham on it.
There's a couple of ministers that claim they've read the Bible.
Most people don't ever read the whole thing. They just kind of, like, pick
But why don't they?
Because they've already... No, I think most people, like...
They think they already know it.
It depends on the Christian.
They think they already know it.
If you're a true Christian like Flanders, then yeah, or my brother, you read the whole thing, and now you go through and you pick through what you want. And you highlight this like a normal person does with any book. You highlight the bullshit that's in there that you want to revisit, and you use those to live your life by, I guess.
I just don't buy the Bible.
I don't either.
I don't buy it. It's been tampered with so much.
Did you ever read it, babe?
Like I said, I got to the chapter where it was, he is the son of this, and he is the son of that, and he is the son of this, and I'm like, fuck this.
It's not.
It was so boring.
It's not an interesting read at all.
And the way it's
because it's the old. I started with the Old Testament,
and it's the way it's worded, and
yeah, because people didn't know
mither, and
because they took another language and translated it into art.
And not just that. Back then, you were paid by the word. When you were a writer, before the press, penny press, you got paid by the word. So they made words stretch out, or sentences. They added certain words to to stretch it out more. Yeah. And then it's been messed with, who knows how many times. But the weird thing is, I saw a program about the Bible about a couple of months ago, and they said that the Bible is based on other books that are older than the Bible.
Yeah, it's based on a bunch of books. It's a bunch of books put together.
That are older than the Bible.
Yeah, because, well, obviously, King James, because there are a bunch... Basically, there's people in this area, and they all... And you couldn't write shit down at certain points, because Christianity wasn't legal. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the dominant fucking religion.
We were even into like the 1500s, they still did masses in Latin. Nobody spoke Latin.
Well, on top of that, it wasn't until the King James Bible that they actually let people read it. When they first released the Bible, they only released it to priests and people that were in power.
Yeah.
And never gave it to the actual
It probably wasn't a lot of people who could read back then anyway.
No, I think there was 5%.
Yeah, it was, yeah, it was. Most
That's
people.
Insane.
You didn't have to go to school back then. You just had to learn how to do farm work or some kind of work.
Yeah, and I guess if there's no reading, why would you read?
Exactly.
There's no books.
There's no books for you to read. You couldn't afford to buy a book.
That's crazy. Now you can just find them anywhere.
But that's what's so. But see, that's the whole point to me. Is, well, it's all about faith. People that believe. And I have no problem with people believing in the Bible. If that's what you want to do, and that gives you some kind of stableness. You know what I mean? It's fine. But it's just a book of a bunch of weird stories that a bunch of weird men wrote down. That I don't even. I mean, did they talk to God too?
I mean,
everybody that wrote a different book in the Bible, they all talked to God at one time or another.
That's kind of the point. They're all prophets. Jesus was a prophet. If you talk to a Muslim,
yeah,
because Muslims are just extensions of Judaism too.
Jesus was a prophet, and Muhammad was a prophet. That went to heaven.
Yep. And Muhammad was the last prophet. There would be no more prophets.
Yeah, right.
After Muhammad.
Exactly.
Yep. But in the Christian faith, Jesus isn't a prophet. It depends on what.
No, he's the son of God.
No. It depends on what sect you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Some sects believe he's the son of God. Some sects believe he's the Trinity, the Holy Ghost. He is God. Some sects believe he's, I don't know, man.
Yeah, people really got it confused.
Yeah.
And another thing that really kind of irks me about people talking about heaven and the Bible and all that. What? To give you another example, what I mean when I said old men wrote the Bible, because in the Bible, God is referred to as He.
Yeah.
Why would God be He?
Because man has
real God. Why would real God shouldn't have any kind of gender? Should be non-gender.
Well, I get that.
You understand what I'm saying?
But again,
men wrote the Bible.
Yeah, I know. Men have been. That's one of the reasons we're in the situation we're in, is because men have been in power for so fucking long. Like, I was arguing with Cut about this last night. He's like, women don't need equality. They rule everything with their pussies. Yeah, you motherfucker, because you put value in the pussy. I don't put any value in it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. I really just simplified what his thought.
No, but I understand what
you're
saying.
My point?
Without a doubt.
He definitely, you know how he does.
It's a lot of people think like that.
But the whole idea is that women think they're lower than us. But the reality is they have control, and it's like, no, they have control of you. And I was like, now you have to think about it from my point of view. I don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
You could take it away forever, and I'd live my life.
You'd be okay.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it. So now, you take that situation, and you put it as a fucking CEO. Because that's the only reason he's a CEO. Because if he loved pussy as much as you do, he'd be some playboy driving a fucking Ferrari getting pussy. Because if you want to, you know this, you've been getting pussy your whole life. Now, it has become easier, I assume. But when you first started, it's effort. Like, if you want to get anything in your life, it's effort. If you want to, or you lie. That's your choice.
You've got to put yourself out there, and you have to be able to understand emotions.
Which is not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy to see what other people are thinking or feeling.
See, when I was young...
You're usually putting your flavor on it.
See, when I was younger... When I was younger, you go through phases, You go through that love thing. They teach you, when you're young, you're supposed to find a girl, and the two of you are supposed to fall in love.
Yeah.
Okay.
The atomic relationship.
And if you stay together, you get married and have kids.
2 kids.
Yep, at least.
You both one person has a job. You have one car.
The man had a job. Back then, the man had a job.
Yeah, and then if you're lucky, you've got a good enough job that you can have a fucking vacation home.
Right.
So, I mean, but
that's what blows my mind about a lot of most of the white guys and girls that I know. Most of them, not all of them, but I'd say 80% of them. They all got cottages up north, and you know what I mean. boats, and all, just all the little extras in life.
I really got to get over my disdain for fucking things,
what?
man. I don't know why. It's
Disdain for what?
I'm at this course, and these people, I don't know what they do. I have no idea. Maybe it's because, I'm not going to say their names, but they're considered royalty in the disc golf world, so maybe that's kind of why I have a little disdain for them.
Okay.
And and they're good people. I don't really have any problem with them. It's just if I have a choice, I'm going to go to that group and not this group.
Gotcha.
Because I'm more.
They think more like you, or they're.
No, I don't even know really how they think because I don't know them.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen them in passing, and if I say, if I'm there, I'm like, hey, what's up?
Right, you're friendly.
But I'm not a small talker. They're small talking drinker people.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I'm not gonna hang around you because you're gonna bullshit with me, and I don't want to small talk.
Yeah. Not your mix.
Mm-hmm. But they're good people,
Mm-hmm.
and I think one of the reasons is because they're alphas too.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, and I don't want to consider myself, but I'm definitely an alpha in a sense of.
Wait a minute. You mean when you say alpha? You talking about the fraternity?
No, I'm talking
or
about
alpha males.
No, I mean they're the alphas of their group.
Okay.
If you go to their group, everyone looks to them.
To them, yeah.
For somewhat guidance.
Gotcha.
When you're in my group, I may not be the alpha all the time, but I'm definitely one of the top.
Up there, yeah.
In the people I hang out with. And
gotcha.
And I don't mean that in the sense that I look down on people.
No, I understand what you're saying. No, I understand exactly what you're saying.
I'm telling you, I know my people, and if something were to happen, there's a certain group of people who come to me and be like, all right, let's do this. What are we going to do?
Right.
And use my leadership in a
right.
sense. And they're the same way. Like, they would go their way, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't come to me and be like, dude, how do I do this?
So are they?
Because they've been growing weed just as long, and I think that's one of the reasons, too, is because they're weed growers. So it's not like we don't have anything in common.
Got you.
It's more to do with the fact that...
Different lifestyle.
They're from up there. Different lifestyle completely. They have 5 fucking go-kart thingies. Various sizes, from fucking small to full-size fucking wheelie thing that they could ride on this $300,000 piece of property.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, different fucking lifestyles.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you did up here in Flint to make that kind of money in the same lifetime I did.
Yeah.
Because I got the fuck out of high school and there was no money.
Well, maybe the people had money.
No, I think it was more he had like.
Or
I think his dad,
or they just got successful.
Well, I think it's his dad had a good job at a like one of those factory places and was. I don't know. I don't know what he did. Maybe he did something. I don't know. That's the thing. I really don't know what they did. Right. Maybe they were engineers.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely were engineers up in that area.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of a lot of industrial.
But at the same time, it's me trying to rid myself of the disdain I have for people hoarding wealth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's frustrating. Because it's like that movie. I think I told you about it. The Platform.
Yeah.
Where they ate the food at the top.
Yeah.
It's just every time I see it, I see you've got 15 different cards, and I'm not saying you can't have them, but you've got 15. That means like there's definitely people that don't have food because you have 15 cards. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't, and not them in general, just in general. Someone like if I saw, and again. What's the real? At what point are you hurting other people? Because that's what our freedom, our freedom in this country
They're
ends.
not thinking like that.
No, I know, but we need to learn how to think like that because your freedom ends the moment you hurt somebody else. So at what point does your freedom to own whatever you want? At what point does your freedom to make as much as you want? At some point, we have to realize that your freedom is hurting a vast majority of the population. Because we're all fighting for this sliver of the pie. I've been using this analogy. This is our sliver. This little tiny thing here is our sliver, and they've got the rest of it.
Yeah.
And we're all fighting for this.
Yeah.
At what point do we go, no, you guys, because of the hoarding and the bullshit you guys have done, you are now causing the percentage that's down here to suffer.
Well, you know what it is. It's
Just the same as yelling fire in a fucking
crowded theater.
Yes. Your freedom of speech ends the moment. Your freedom ends the moment you punch me in the face. And I feel like the fact that you hoard what you hoard and people are starving is you're basically punching people in the face. I know they don't see it that way, but how do we get the world to see the world that way?
They don't see it that way. It's got to be a lot of changes before people start seeing shit.
You know who started it? Giovanni. I just listened to that guy talk.
Mm-hmm.
He did a TED speech,
mm-hmm.
and he basically wants to change the way CEOs work in this country and go to a different.
Well, you know, there are a few really there are a few big time CEOs right now that are in that particular movement. You know that, right?
Yes.
There's a few of them.
Well, Giovanni's one of them.
Yeah.
And he basically took because it was a yogurt place. He was like 2005. He saw something. Someone sent him something saying that there was a yogurt place that was going out of business and it was going on for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically probably Yoplait, like a subsidiary. Like it was a yogurt factory that made yogurt for the greater New York area at one point, and then got bought out by Yoplait or whatever fucking food.
A bigger company, yeah.
Yeah, and then at some point realized that it's not making any profit anymore, so we don't need it. So fuck it, and they basically shut it down. Well, he went in and rebuilt it and hired thousands of people. And he goes, for every one person I hire, or he goes every 10 person, or it was either 1 or 10. I hire 10 more people, 10 more jobs open up in the city to supplement that person.
Check it out.
He's like, so they basically, because Giovanni, when they went public, they gave all their employees, every single employee, an equal percentage of the share. Every employee got 200 share, all the way down. Like it was actually, I don't think it was equal. I think, but they all got a share. And
depending on where they were.
Yes, and the lowest guy, the guy that cleaned, that did did the fucking
the
cleaning
menial
the toilet,
job,
the toilet, got $250,000 worth of shares.
Oh shit! I know he's happy, motherfucker.
Oh, dude. Did he quit? Did he quit? Because that's the theory.
No.
Is if I give you this money.
No, he didn't quit.
But that's how CEOs, people I've worked for, have run their businesses. Because if I give you too much money, if I give you too much of profit, I'm not going to have enough, for one. That's their main thought. I'm not going to have enough. And then the second thought is, if I give you too much, you'll have too much and you won't work. What the fuck you need to work for if you can pay all your bills? That's the main way people think.
I know, but you know what?
But think about it. That guy that's working at the fucking Giovanni place, he makes what, $40,000 a year?
Okay.
He just got $250,000. So basically, he could cash all his bonds in and live for 4 years
high on the hog.
High on the hog, and just quit his job and be lazy. But no, he's committed to the company because the company took care of him, and he's going to put the effort in.
Yeah, it's the long run, not the short run.
Yeah,
it's not the short run. You run out of steam.
Profits, man.
When you do the sprint, you run out of steam real quick.
They just fucking, the whole system set up to make profits for shareholders, not even the fucking business. That's the biggest issue.
You know what? This is America.
Yep.
And we have these weird philosophy in life, so to speak, where they talk a good game, but in reality, very few of them stand up and be counted. I'm talking about multi-millionaires and billionaires, you know, because there's a lot of millionaires in America, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of billionaires now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a whole lot of millionaires.
Yeah.
A ton of them. Mm-hmm. And
at some point, I'm worried that if I ever become a millionaire, it's going to be just at that point where it's too late. Where a million is basically back to where I'm at right now. I got to spend $100,000 just to go to the fucking store.
Could happen.
You know what I'm saying?
It will happen.
We're living paycheck to paycheck still, but it's just bigger numbers.
It will happen because you look at how things have gone. In my lifetime, I look at what stuff cost when I was young and what stuff costs now,
Inflation,
and you're like, what the fuck? And not only especially in food products. Not only did the cost go up, but they made the package smaller. So you lost on both ends.
Uh-huh.
You know.
And they made it bad.
Yeah.
Because they took it, because they have to make it, because California or Arizona or Utah gives them a better tax break, they have to add more preservatives in it because they can't make it in the state that purchases it.
Right.
So they have to make it over there and add shit into it. So
to make it last.
That way they can make their profits.
So they have a long shelf life.
Because if they don't add profits to their thing, no one will invest in their company.
They're going for that shelf life.
I think that's one of the things I better pay attention to, too, if I actually try to buy some stock. Because I was thinking about just, like, looking in the stocks for the futures, you know, buying some stocks with a little extra money I might have. And that's definitely one of the things I'm going to pay attention to. Like, you got to be a company like Chobani. You got to be running on that. Not worrying about me making money and worry about...
worried about everybody.
Exactly.
Not just this person or that segment. Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
The employees are making a fair share.
Everybody.
I'm not making... Because, like, if you're a stockholder or a shareholder, you can make fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars a year off
happy employee,
property.
successful business. If your employees love you and love what they're doing and respect you, they're going to give you more than you need to get to where you got to go.
Or if you just think like Cut, and you think cynically, no, they'll just work the same and work less. And
I've had terrible bosses, and I've had good bosses. And usually the terrible ones are the ones that want to make all the money and don't want to share the money equally or in any way.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
I worked for guys that were making like $8-9 grand a day, but didn't want to pay you any more than minimum wage and work the shit out of you. I mean, work the shit out of you.
I don't know. It's back to that whole mindset. It just feels like everyone, if you're a billionaire because you think you're... Maybe that's why I'll never be a billionaire, because I know I'm humble. I'm not the smartest person. I may not be the smartest person in the room. There's times where I am, but there's a lot of times where I'm not.
Yeah, nobody's perfect all the time.
No, but if you put me in a room with cannabis, I'm probably smarter than most. But you put me in a room with a fucking bunch of goddamn fucking neurophysicists.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking moron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have my
duck out of water.
Yeah, I have my abilities and talents. But there's always going to be someone bigger. There's always going to be someone stronger.
Yep, it's always going to be someone a little more unique.
Yep.
And some people have that aura too. Some people are unique. You know, I've met people before. When I met them, I could look at them and tell, well, this is a different kind of person. And the more they talk, the more I was like, wow, this guy's deep. You know, you're like, wow, this is really Where'd this guy come from?
Yeah. Some people are just crazy. I've met some of those too. People who are just, oh man, think it's a simulation or some shit. Alright. How long to go? Bring them on camera. Oh, I can bring anyone on camera. Where'd Bruce go? Bruce was watching. Oh, it's just you. So, alright.